hesitate and you lose. And always think what to do next.
There are certain people in life we consider to be our heroes, those who inspire us to be the best we can be. Sometimes they're celebrities, athletes, world leaders, even adventurers. Sometimes they can be right in front of our own eyes. And there are moments in life that define a person's heroic character. Rosalee Glass was born in 1917 in Warsaw, Poland.
Dzieciątka Jezus.
I love my father more than anybody in the world. And he sang songs to me.
Steigt sich du in Gessele, still verbracht
Klein Heisele, dort in dem Weidenstiefel, Freund, mein liebe Reisele, that was my name. I was sewing, that was my favorite. So I made shirts for my little brother and my little sister. My business started to grow, and at 15 I really sold a lot of shirts around the neighborhood. Then I went into the stores and they loved it. Everybody bought the shirts from me. I had to hire people to work for me. 10 girls were working for me. Some made the collar, some made the sleeves. It started to get very popular around the town. And my mother said, I don't think you should go any further in the business. No, my father took it differently. He says, I believe you can succeed.
Then, one day, Rosalee heard music coming from outside of her window. And it was the same song that her father sang to her as a little girl.
And I saw a very handsome man. It looked like a movie star.
Like Cary Grant.
My mother invited him into the house, and it was love at the first sight. A year later, Abraham asked my father if he can marry me. My father said, you are too old for her. So he says, your daughter is very mature for her age, and she needs a mature man around her. So my father took it as a good answer, and they arranged to make a wedding.
Rosalee and Abraham set up home in an apartment on Mila Street. The name Mila in Polish means pleasant. It was the center of Jewish life in Warsaw, Poland. Little did they know that their lives would soon become unpleasant. The Germans and the Russians made a pact with one another, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. This pact divided Poland into two parts, the Russian side and the German side. Adolf Hitler was in charge of the German side, and Joseph Stalin was in charge of the Russian side.
impossible to come outside. Then when the bombing stopped, my husband and I went out. We saw 6 Nazis. All of a sudden, one soldier ran straight over to me and slapped me hard in my face. I was wondering why he did it. He asked, "Why don't you say thank you?" I just looked at him and I didn't say anything. He saw that I don't understand what he's saying, but I really did. My husband didn't respond to fight back, so he let us go.
Rosalee and Abraham went back to her parents' home and told them they were going to leave Warsaw immediately.
I was 4 months pregnant. My husband made up his mind to go by himself first and make sure that I will go into a house. While he was walking, he looked down and saw a new head, unfamiliar to him. He put it on immediately, and he looked like a high-ranking Nazi. He went through the border with a lot of salutes to him. And he saw a man standing there with a horse and buggy. So he went into a house in Bialystok and gave away his gloves. And he said, "My wife will come and she will pay for everything." Before I left the house, my father said, "Where are you going? You've never been away from home." I said, "There's always a first time, we have to go." My father said, "I can't leave your mother here." So they started putting everything into knapsacks in case it will be needed to exchange for food. I begged my sister to come with me. She says, "I can't come. When you write me a letter that everything is okay, then I'll come." My father insisted that I take my brother with me. Then my father put both hands on my head and said the prayer.
Yevarechecha Hashem ve'yishmerecha. May God bless you and protect you. May God make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God turn his face towards you and grant you peace.
And he had tears in his eyes. We're not sure if we will ever see each other.
Rosalee and her younger brother Jacob headed towards the Russian border. And what her eyes saw is something that no eyes should ever see.
I saw the Nazis beating people left and right. People were shot from the back, lying dead all over. You had to cross over them because there was no way to walk through otherwise. And I saw an assessment cut off the beards of anybody who had a beard. Horses were ripped and people started to come out and cut off pieces of meat from the horse. There was a man lying in the street, shaking like he's going to die. I had a half cup full of water and I put it into his mouth and he opened his eyes. I told him, "Get up and start walking." One lady carried the baby to an assessment. She thought the assessment was going to be sympathetic. Instead, he took the baby and threw out through the window. There was a long line to go into the border. I had a big sack. It was very heavy. There was a Nazi who beat up another man. He walked back and forth, so I called him. "Entschuldigen Sie mir, Herrn, helfen Sie mir mit dem Sack, bitte." So he took that stick in his hand, put it on the ground, and he stood up and he helped me. He could hardly lift it. He almost fell over, but with all his might he did it. And I went straight to the border. I had to take a chance. The Germans said, "You go there, we'll catch you." Because nobody could walk through the Russian side, because there were a lock on the gates. Nothing to eat, nothing to drink. It was raining on everybody. A baby was born under the sky, and with no anything to wrap it around. I had a razor blade in my pocket. I made a hole in the back and I pulled out a sheet for the baby and to help the mother too. She was naked. So I gave her my green shawl to wrap her around. When the baby was born, it was such a panic. And they stormed through to the Russian side. So I saw a man with a horse and buggy and asked him to take me to an address.
Abraham reunited with Rosalee at the farmhouse where he had told her to come. They were so thrilled to see one another. Rosalee thought, now that we are in Russian territory, things could only get better.
And I had a baby, Elliot. Then one night, somebody knocked at the door terribly. There was a Russian soldier. He came in and said, "Get dressed and come." He took us into an open truck. They told us we are prisoners of war.
Her son Elliot was born just 2 weeks earlier. And they didn't know to what destination they were being taken. The destination, the Glubokhovsky in Arkhangelsk, Siberia.
When we came to Siberia, we saw a Russian soldier with a rifle. They gave us a little room, a bed with a few boards in it. Right away, they put people to work. The job was to find the stems from the trees that were cut off. The stems have to be taken out from the ground so we could plant the potatoes to eat. And it was very hard to do it. Because of my husband finding those stems, they called him the doctor. Everybody had to stay in line to get a small piece of bread and water from the faucet. That's what we had. The milk in the breasts disappeared. I was so afraid I couldn't nourish the baby. I had a pillow on top of the other pillow and tie it with a string so the baby would be warm. Anything I tried, it didn't work, and the baby was crying so hard that I just cried with the baby. And then the baby was quiet. It was used to hunger. He was numb, a little skeleton. I carried the baby back and forth like I was a prisoner in my own room. So that's how it was until the baby was many more months alive, and then it starved. It died from hunger. That's what happened. As soon as the baby died, they gave me an iron stick to break the ice on the ground. If anybody would move closer, they would be killed. I wasn't dressed right. I didn't have winter clothes. People were dying every day. Who's gonna be next? It was a terrible feeling when they asked that question. One day I said, let's talk about living, not about dying. Let's make a party. Let's take everybody's piece of bread and put it on the table. Let's make pancakes out of potatoes, and we'll drink hot water, and we'll imagine it was tea. Everybody had to tell a joke, and everybody had to think of positivity. People started clapping hands and put a smile on their faces. A man told me, thank you for giving us hope. Once in a while, they make an announcement that we can get parts of the meat from the cow. So I went miles in the horizon, and I prayed to God I shouldn't see anybody. It was very dangerous. My husband couldn't go because he was hit over the back. A lung was busted, and he got very ill. After I tragically lost the baby, I had another baby that was many. The milk came back into the breast, and I nourished the baby that way. Manny changed my life. Dressed in winter clothes, jacket and boots, beautiful. He solved my problem, being heartbroken.
Years later, the Russians sent the prisoners from Siberia to another unknown destination.
My brother was on the train with me and my husband and the baby. All of a sudden, the train stopped. 2 nurses came in and asked who needs medical help. One man said that my brother Jacob needs medical attention. He had a sore foot. So they took him off the train, and I didn't hear from him ever since.
Decades later, it was discovered that Jacob was taken off the train in Inzensky, Russia. He was forced to serve in the Russian army as a paramedic. While serving there, he was injured and taken to a military hospital near Leningrad in Volkhov. 6 months after his release from the hospital in 1942, he was sentenced in Vologda to 10 years hard labor in a prison camp. It's unknown why or what happened to him since.
Kazakhstan, the ground was muddy. You had to leave the shoes in the mud and walk out barefoot. Terrible. I lived in a chicken coop. It was like a shack. To this day, I hate to eat chicken because they were smart. There was a black market. If you had money, you could buy food. My husband was a violinist, and he didn't know any other trade or how to survive. So Abraham became a shoemaker. I went on the black market and I sold a pair of shoes, and I could buy a piece of meat from the Kazakhs. I had a baby girl in Kazakhstan. She had blonde hair and she was very beautiful. And the baby got sick. She had tuberculosis. There was no doctor to give him some medication. There was nothing I could do to help the child survive. The child died.
After little Perla succumbed to tuberculosis, Rosalee, Abraham, and their young son Manny were taken to a displaced persons camp in Feldafing, Germany, to wait until they knew which country they would settle in to build a new life.
Then my husband was taken away to the hospital in Schloss Elma because he had tuberculosis. I didn't have money to travel to see my husband. So I started making braziers. I never did it in my life. And I could afford to go to see my husband. When I came to the hospital, he was in bad condition. We stayed in the hospital a couple of years. And he got one lung removed. So he lived with one lung. One day I was sewing and Manny was playing outside. All of a sudden, I didn't see him. I was panicked, so I went outside to look for him. And I couldn't find him. So I went over inside the school, and there was Manny. He was 4 years old, and he wanted to be with the other children. Manny took himself to school. Then people registered to go to America. So my husband registered us. We boarded a ship named General Muir. I came to America, I bended down on my knees and I kissed the ground. We were given 3 tickets to go to Miami.
The sway of the coconut trees, the feel of the cool ocean breeze. No more snow in heaven to freeze as the warm waves hit your knees. Miami,
everything was so bright and clean.
Miami, ciudad romántica, Miami, ciudad.
After what I went through, it was like heaven. I had also a sewing machine I brought with me. The Jewish Family Service helped me financially to pay for rent and food. The first thing I said to my husband, I want to have a baby. Some places I went to work, they heard me talk and said, "Oh, we can't have you because you don't know how to speak English." So in the evening, I have to go to our school and get into the life of Americans.
In addition, Abraham went to school and learned a new trade, watchmaking.
A year later, I had a beautiful baby girl, Lillian.
A newspaper in Miami did a story about the new immigrants that came to America, Rosalee, Abraham, and Manny. They called Rosalee and Abraham a radiant couple. They were indeed, now that they were living in a free country.
Oh, baby Lily, God bless her. She was the apple of my eye. She was extraordinary. She was smart. I always bought children's books, so I read it to her, and we both learned the language together.
On a routine doctor's visit for a checkup, they found that Abraham's tuberculosis had returned. He was sent to a sanitarium in Denver, Colorado, for treatment spanning 3 years.
He didn't let him out until he was cured. It was very hard for me. I had to be the mother and the father, and with small children, and not knowing the language and not have help from anybody. That was terrible.
Even though times were hard for Rosalee, her children gave her joy, especially Manny.
Manny was 7 years old, and we went out for a walk. He noticed a man wanted to cross the street, but he was blind. So he ran over and took the man by hand and crossed over. He was born a gentleman. He did things that I never expected.
While Abraham was in Denver, he went blind in one eye. So as a result, he couldn't work as a watchmaker when he returned home to Miami.
I had to go to work and let him stay in the house to take care of the children.
Initially, my mom was there constantly, and she was a very warm, wonderful presence. And suddenly, it was all gone. I never saw her, except on the weekends. And when I did see her on the weekends, it would be at the beach, but she was always exhausted from working so hard. But she said, "You know, Lillian, I think of you all the time I'm at work, and I love you very much." And that made me feel really good.
A few years later, Rosalee and Abraham decided to start their own business together so she could spend more time with the family.
I loved working with my husband in the drapery business because any decision we made was together.
I loved watching my children grow.
Rosalee and Abraham had a great life together and lived in their retirement community for 15 years. Until Abraham passed away.
When he died, it's like taking away an arm from me.
Abraham's grave reads that he was born in 1910, But he was really born in 1906. He and many other immigrants during that time wrote younger ages on their immigration documents. This was often done in order to avoid further prejudice due to ageism.
He hoped to stay with me forever, and he did.
He had kidney problems, liver problems, all kinds of health problems, and yet he lived to be 90. Why? Love. I'm convinced it was because he loved Mom so much, he didn't want to die.
Abraham, don't send me a visa. There's a lot of things to do yet.
Rosalee tried to manage on her own. She joined various activities and went to exercise classes. Then, suddenly, tragedy struck her beloved son, Manny.
There was a young doctor, 7 months a doctor. He made mistakes. He put something into his throat and he choked on it. He became a vegetable and he died. It was the worst day of my life.
Über ihm gebeugen, sein alte Mutter weint, lebt in ihre Augen und das Herz versteht. Ich hab dich geboren, sich mit dir gefreut. Jetzt ist alles verloren, das Käfer deins ist grey. Ich hab dich geboren, sich mit dir gefreut. Jetzt ist alles verloren, das Käfer deins ist grey. Guck auf meine Tränen, viel wie's Herz tut weh. Ich will schon keinmal hören, dich nicht sehen, mein Weh. Hast gehabt a Taten, euch gewehen a Held, ob'n still im Blätter, euch verwiegt in Feld.
As soon as Manny died, I brought Rosalee to New York to stay with me. It was one of the worst experiences that we ever went through. My mom was a broken woman. She couldn't eat. I tried to take her to the best restaurants. Didn't matter. She wouldn't touch her food. I tried to take her to the theater to entertain her. She would fall asleep. She'd walk around in a daze. She really couldn't function. She would wake up in terror. She would scream. She would cry. She would wail. The depression was so severe. I'd never seen her like that before.
Life had no meaning for me. I wanted to die.
Then one day, it was as though a miracle happened. Rosalee woke up one morning and said to her daughter, "Abraham's gone, Manny's gone, and now I'm going to live my life to the fullest."
And I did it.
So in her late 80s, she started doing things she never did before. She took piano lessons, Tai Chi, dancing and tango lessons, pool exercise, and boxing lessons. She even took an acting class.
The teacher called me up and said, "Your mother is fabulous. She's a natural at this. You've got to do something with it." And we did.
When Lillian was 10 years old, he sent me a birthday card where it says, when I grow up, I'll take you around the world. And she did. Wherever I went in the world, I love to see animals. I love when a penguin was chasing after me.
I think you're gonna win, Turtle. Okay, Rosalee, you won. Mom, you look so cute.
I can't believe that.
What did you read? So what do you think of your new style?
I think it's marvelous. Gorgeous. Beautiful.
Your turn.
It's impossible. Ask a baby not to cry.
I'm not crying.
It's just impossible. Listen. Can I hold you closer? Wow, isn't that wonderful?
We went on a tour. The tour guide told us to wait 20 minutes for him. I saw him go close to the gate, and we followed him. And when I came over to the gate, the guards opened the gate for me. And we started walking, and there were over 1 million people over there. The lady came over to us, volunteered. She made everybody move out of the way and let me through. We went so far until we came to a gate where it was forbidden for anybody to go through.
Non vi è niente di più bello che conoscere Lui e comunicare agli altri l'amicizia con Lui. Mi risuonano le orecchie.
And then, after it finished the coronation, the Pope went in a Popemobile and went through the aisle where I was standing, and he looked at me and blessed me. I had tears in my eyes because it was not to be believed. And then a whole line of priests went by and shook my hand and smiled at me and talking to me.
Blessed by the Pope? Say something.
I'm very happy that he blessed me.
Yes.
And I felt healed after what happened in World War II.
It reminds me of something.
Yeah?
Here's my
Joseph Stalin was the reason that Rosalee was sent to a prison camp in Siberia. 65 years later, she indulged in pastries, drank wine, played pool in his billiards room, and even had the opportunity to urinate in his private toilet, which made her giggle. Then they went back to Warsaw, Poland, where it all began.
I'm very happy to go to the places where we have to go.
That's right.
And
to pay our respects, huh?
pay our respect to everyone with the flowers.
Yes. Wow, what a taste of reality, Mom.
Yeah.
You don't look at life the same after this.
Yeah.
So what we did here is we buried Mom's family. We gave them an honorable burial, a burial that they didn't have with dignity, and we gave it to them with dignity. And then we took Xerox pictures and put them in the grave. And today, right now, we're going to pay our respects before we leave. Yes. Beautiful. So here's right here, right here. It's a place to go on the grave. Amen. Beautiful. I'm sure they heard you. Their spirit heard you. It was beautiful. That was so beautiful. Thank you. So touching. Is this hard for you, Mom?
It's not easy, but I'm glad I'm doing it.
That's where, I see it. Oh, there it is, Mom. Oh, look at it. Oh, I see it. Yeah, yeah. It's awesome there. Yeah. It's like, this is for you, Mom. This is a monument for you. Isn't that incredible? You are a miracle, Mom.
So are you.
You're a gift from God, and I cherish you, you know?
Thank you. And I cherish you. feel relieved. I feel that we closed up all what we had to do. We'll love each other forever.
Perhaps the most moving experience for Rosalee was knowing that her daughter's internationally best-selling book, Toxic People, was translated and published in Poland.
I said, we are here in Poland and you got your book here? I couldn't believe it.
Now, my next guest wrote a book entitled Toxic People, 10 Ways of Dealing with People Who Make Your Life Miserable. Meet Dr. Lillian Glass. Thank you.
Recognized as the country's foremost authority on speech and communication skills, she's coached many celebrities and politicians. She is Dr. Lillian Glass.
And she's just fantastic.
Amazing.
You know, Dr. Glass deserves an award, maybe an Academy Award or something.
Her books changed people's lives. It made my life worthwhile.
And we've also invited Dr. Lillian Glass, who specializes in communication.
Whenever I see her on television, I smile. I'm her biggest fan. Having a daughter like Lillian is a dream come true.
Welcome Dr. Glass to the show.
I met an Indian man and he said that Lillian is worth more than 10 daughters. And it is so true.
I am very honored and privileged to introduce Dr. Lillian Glass.
I survived so Lillian could help the world.
Thank you so much for your graciousness, and I appreciate everything. And there's Rosalee Glass right there. The real Dr. Glass, where I learned it all.
After traveling the world, which helped heal Rosalee emotionally, in her 90s, her acting career really took off.
As a result, I got an agent and started doing commercials. My favorite commercial was seen at the Super Bowl.
To the metal.
Hesitate and you lose.
And never forget where you came from.
Oh my gosh, there was Rosalee on a Super Bowl commercial. I was screaming.
When Lillian was younger, Rosalee entered her in a beauty pageant. Then, at 94 years old, Lillian decided to enter Rosalee into a senior beauty pageant.
Rose has been active in the television commercial industry. She owned her own interior decorator and drapery manufacturing business. Ladies and gentlemen, Rose Glass, contestant number 2.
My philosophy of life is to be compassionate, having sensitive feelings towards others,
having a positive attitude, giving smiles to everyone you meet, and always think what to do next.
Rose is singing an American prayer, God Bless America, a cappella. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
During the judges' interview competition, she was asked, of all people, whether living or not, who would you like to have dinner with? And her reply was Matt Damon.
Rose Glass. Come on, Rosie. Miss Congeniality is going to Rose Glass. Yeah.
When my mom won Miss Congeniality, I was trying to take pictures and videotape it, but I couldn't see anything because tears were just dripping down my eyes. I was so proud, like any parent would be so proud. It was Miss Congeniality, showed her inner beauty, not just the outside beauty. And that's what she's taught me all my life, that it's what's inside that counts.
We had the great pleasure of going to see Rosalee compete. She was easily one of the most beautiful women there because that's who Rosalee is. She always has a kind word. She always smiles. She makes you happy.
It's just amazing that she's got that drive still to look beautiful and do things, and at 100 years old, it's just amazing to me.
This is a person that is funny and a giving person, and again, that's part of the magic that she brings. I think we all should know somebody like Rosalee so we have something to aspire to.
She is an inspiration to anyone that she meets. I've never seen her without a smile that lights up the world. And that is the truth.
Mom, now that you finished eating, I have a surprise for you.
What is it?
Close your eyes. Okay, now look down. Look at your plate.
Rosalee Glass, 100 years of wisdom to guide you through life's ups and downs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're an author.
Beautiful. I really love it.
One day, my mom was wearing some tight shoes. And I said, Mom, you're never happy unless your feet are happy. And she said, I say that. And I go, of course you say that. That's your saying. I have all your sayings. In fact, you have about 100 sayings, and I've memorized all of them. She says, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to share that with people. Maybe I should write a book with all these sayings, and we should share that with the public. And I said, done. Let's do it. So, Mom, now that you're 100, what do you want for your 100th birthday?
I would like 3 things.
Okay, what are the 3 things?
First, I would like a little party with people that I really like.
100 lat, 100 lat, niech żyje, żyje nam. 100 lat, 100 lat, niech żyje, żyje nam. Jeszcze raz, niech żyje, żyje nam. Niech żyje 100 lat, niechaj żyje nam. 100 lat, 100 lat, 100 lat, 100 lat, niechaj żyje nam. Niech żyje nam, niech żyje nam. W zdrowiu, szczęściu, pomyślności, niechaj żyje nam.
What's your secret to keep your long life?
A long life is having love in your heart and feeling it and doing the best you can for anybody who needs help.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Rosalee,
Yeah.
so you're still in such great shape. You're beautiful. How do you
Thank
stay
you.
How do you stay in great shape?
Because I'm using Pilates.
Pilates? Nice.
Pilates is one of the best exercises I have ever had. I love this machine. It helps my back.
This is somebody that's very exceptional because she never said no to activity, and she is very energetic, and that is paying massive dividends now.
It works out on all parts of your body. And you can feel it in your arms, in your muscles. Your posture is becoming beautiful.
Rosalee is so fit. Not just fit, she is sexy. She could be a playmate. Seriously, she could.
Rosalee, I've known you a long time. You never, ever age. How do you stay so beautiful?
I always looked for the quality of makeup, because makeup makes you look younger, and you feel it.
Your father sang a song to you when you were a little girl.
Yeah.
And for your birthday, I learned that song. And I learned it in Yiddish. So I'm going to sing it to you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, my.
All right. Ready? Okay. All right. Okay, wait a second. In dem schmule Gessele steht de kleine Heisele, dorten wohnt in Beudenstiebel, ma scheine Reisele. Warte Wissel, warte Zinde, bald will ich sein frei. Geisechopper, Pumul, Hibber, 1, 2, 3. Gei mit mir Freiliche, sing mir Knack, mir Knissele. Auf de Trepplich läufen mit dem dünne Füßele. Scheuner auf de letzte Trepplich. Gei sin Lieberin, geb sie a Kischenkäppel, Kim. I have another present. Naaman Miller, the top violin player, he's going to play Rosalee for you. Look, look, go ahead. Here you go. Thank you, Naaman.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow.
It was beautiful.
So, Mom, what's your second wish?
I want to start a new business.
So you're going to start a new business?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
To give people advice over the internet.
You know what? Nobody can do it better than you.
Thank you.
I mean, you helped me millions of times.
Thank you.
I'm excited about this.
That makes me happy.
And here we have RosaleeGlass.com.
Oh, beautiful.
So this is the homepage where we have a lovely picture of you. We also created her bio page where we have a nice little bio. And she also offers an advice-giving service at age 100. You can go to her website, go to her advice form, fill it out, and you'll receive a reply back.
This is awesome.
I recall once when I had a problem, and she told me, remain true to yourself. And it really helped me through that time because it was a very difficult time for me. And I'm very grateful for that.
And to top everything off, we also have a Facebook and Twitter page. Very few 100-year-olds have a Twitter page.
I mean, it's perfect.
I couldn't be happier.
An elegant website for an elegant lady.
I really appreciate
my
I
pleasure.
really do.
My pleasure.
So what's your third wish for your 100th birthday?
And to go to Alaska to ride on the sled dogs.
What?
With the sled dogs.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am serious.
To ride with the sled dogs?
Yes.
But Mom, you're 100. You can't be in the cold riding with the sled dogs.
But I feel like I am 50.
But Mom, look at what happened to Buzz Aldrin. Do you know Buzz Aldrin?
Yes.
He's the astronaut.
The astronaut.
I want to show you. Let me get my iPhone. I want to show you what happened. Here, look at this. Read what it says. It says Buzz Aldrin almost died.
I know what happened to him. He didn't dress right.
He didn't dress right?
The clothes he was wearing was too light. You should wear heavier clothes.
All right, you know what? I think the best thing we can do is talk with Dr. Huizinga. So if he says you can go, you can go. If he says you can't go, you can't go.
Okay. I agree.
I really don't feel good about you going to Alaska. I just don't feel right.
If Dr. Huizinga says not to go, then he sees a reason for it, and I will not go. I will not jeopardize my life.
You're one of my best patients. You look so cute. Good
So
job.
are you.
Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you.
And we'll go here, straighten that. I've seen, Rosalee, I've seen a lot more knee problems on 30-year-old Raiders than I see on you. This is a good knee. Look at your heel touches your butt.
Yeah.
That's like a 18-year-old schoolgirl. And then you can straighten your knee. That's good. And we're just going to make sure it's in one piece. So we try to go sideways, and then we pull it this way.
Okay, Dr. Huizinga, I'm going on the dog sled, but I'll be dressed right.
Well, I'm worried about some of the gold miners when they see you. You know, I'm worried about their hearts.
I don't think so, because I will watch myself.
Well, I'll tell you, my only advice to you is to do what you've done your whole life. Just be yourself and be successful, and you'll have the time of your life.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? The average age is 85 plus or minus 10 years. So when you're outside that range, you're a very exceptional human being. And I attribute a lot of her longevity just to this. She has the will to live and a great body, but the brains, I think, have kind of kept everything together. So I wish I was related to her because I'd like a little of that myself. You're my hero, okay? Go out and win for me, okay? All right, give me a big hug.
I'm really getting excited.
So what do you think about being here in this cold 76 years later?
It's a reminder of Siberia. that I went through. But now I feel better, like day and night.
Do you wish you had these clothes in Siberia?
Oh, that would be great.
Tell me, what do you think about all these colors?
I think of colors, life. Life is built on colors. Wherever you go and see colors, you think of life. You think of beauty. You can match clothes, shoes, anything you want in life is related with colors.
You said you wanted to be colorful and you want to be warm, right?
That's
right.
right.
Your hands are cold. Guess what? Look what I found. You want to wear this?
Oh, yeah.
You want to wear it now or later?
Later.
Annabella, do you want to wear it? Huh?
You
look so-
ask
oh, she's
her.
going to wear it. Mom, look how cute she looks. Is she adorable or what?
Yeah.
Look at this. Look.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, stunning, stunning.
Annabella, you can wear your little hat and they'll think you're a sled dog. You're so cute. So, Mom, are you getting excited?
Yeah, very much.
This is going to be great. And today is your birthday.
Today's my
Happy
birthday.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rosalee. Happy 100th birthday to you.
Thank you so much.
You mean the world to me. You know,
same here.
You know, it's interesting because, you know, I always wanted children, and then I'd get involved with some guy that he didn't want to have children, or he had grown children, or he was non-committal. So then, remember when I was trying to adopt that Chinese baby?
Yes.
Yeah, and then they closed the acceptance of single women to adopt Chinese babies. And then that didn't happen, but you know what? I got something even better. I got to be your stage mother. Your mother.
Yeah, I feel that you are my mother now. You used to be my daughter, and now you are my mother.
It's true. It's true. I feel like your mother. Well, what kind of mother am I?
The best mother.
Well, you know, I tell you something, Mom. You know, I really wanted to give you the life that you never had, because I know when you were in Poland, when you were, you know, kidnapped to Siberia and you had that hell of a life, it was horrible, living hell. You've seen the most toxic of human beings, of humankind, and yet you're so beautiful and so warm and loving. Why is that? I mean, because most people would say, oh, you know, I hate the Germans because of what happened, and you don't feel that way.
No, I don't. I don't have prejudice in me. I don't have hate in me. To me, every person is the same.
I love you.
I love you too, and you should have a long, happy life.
And you too, Mom.
Thank you.
There's a lot more to be done.
I don't think there are words to describe how I feel about my mother. She's amazing. Dignity, intelligence, warmth, love. She has no prejudice, no hate. She's the most incredible human being I've ever met. I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed. I cherish every moment with her, and I'm honored. I'm honored that she's my mother.
Duck feet. One more duck foot. Okay, I got you.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Thank God I came.
All right. I got you, Mom. Let's go. I got you. Rosalee, what do you think? Are you okay? How do you feel?
Wonderful.
Do you love it?
Yes.
Gib a Pfeifen, rief es Reisel, Kim, Kim, Kim. Öffnet sich a Fenster, wacht aufs alte Häuserle. In bald klingt ein stillen Gessel, a süß Kohlschred Reisele. Noch a Weile wart mein Lieber, bald will ich sein frei. Gei sich noch a Purmo lieber, 1, 2, 3. Gei ich mir a freilicher, singen knackt mir nisserlech. Hör ich auf die Treppelach laufen, ihre drobene Fieserlech. Scheiner auf dem letzten Treppelach, nehm sie lieb Arim. Gib ihr still a Kischenkäppel, Kim. Dank für dein Matunale, ich lieb a so dicht Reisele. Ich lieb dein Mamen, ich lieb das Gessel, ich lieb das alte Heisele. Ich lieb die steindlach Leben Heisel, die trittst auf sie Arim. Aber Herr, dein Mame, sie rief schon, Reise! Kim, Kim, Kim.
When the dog sled ride was over, she wanted to do it again. But this time, she wanted to do it with a real professional, a champion dog musher.
So, Mom, are you getting excited?
Yes, I think I'll have more fun this time. I'm so happy!
And the clothes you wear, tear them all off and I'll make you feel younger. This is the taste of the winter, watching you on top of me, let's have dinner. This is the tropical winter.
It's beautiful! Gorgeous!
Oh, you're beautiful, Robert.
Oh, she loves you. I love you. I love you.
Oh, she wants to cuddle with you. Look
Rosa,
at her.
cuddle her. And now I want to do what Robert does. I would like to mush the dogs.
Well, maybe next birthday.
A true hero has the ability to never give up and inspire us all.
Mom, it's your 101st birthday. Are you going to mush the dogs this year?
No.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to sing.
Geht sich du in Gessele, still vertracht der Heisele. Drinnen auf dem Beutenstiebel wohnt mein treuer Heisele. Jeden Ofen fahren Heisel, geier sich arim. Gib a Pfeifen, rief aus Reisel, Kim, Kim, Kim. Öffnet sich a Fenster, wacht aufs alte Heisele. In bald klingt ein stillen Gessel, a Sieskols red Reisele. Noch a Weile wart, mein Liebe, bald will ich sein frei. Gei sich noch a Bumul ibe, 1, 2, 3. Gei ich mir a Freiliche, singen knack mir a Nisselech. Ich auf die Treppelech laufen, ihre drobene Fieselech. Scheuner rup dem letzten Treppelech, nehm sie lieberin. Gib ich still a Kischenkäppel, Kim. Ich will dich betten, du wie du, sollst für Heint nicht pfeifen mehr. Pfeift schon, sucht die Mame, sie ist fremds verdrießt die See. Pfeifen sucht sie, ist nicht Jiddisch, passt noch bloß was sei. Gib a Zeichen, Prost auf Jiddisch, 1, 2, 3. Ich will für Heint nicht pfeifen mehr, darauf gib ich a Schwierle. Dir zu lieb wär ich a viele, wären fremd mein Zenierle. Ich will sein wie die wildsten Reisel, wie deine Mamen frimm. Jeden Schabbos geinen Kreisel, aber Kim, Kim, Kim. Gläub es dir, mein Liebinker, in der Fahrt du widel. Neicha scheint vielen Säckel mit am Mugen du widel. Wem's gefallen wird ein Kleisel, suchen sollst die sei. Das hat gestickt, mein liebe Reisel, 1, 2, 3. Ich dank für dein Matunale, ich liebe so dich Reisele. Ich lieb dein Mammen, ich lieb das Gessel, ich lieb das alte Heisele. Ich lieb die Steinlach Leben Heisel, die trätst auf seiner Rimm. Aber Herr, dein Mammen, sie rief schon wieder Reise. Kim, Kim, Kim. Mir a Traurige, ihn vergesst die Nisselech. Herrschen mehr nicht auf die Trepplech, ihre drobene Fieselech. Wieder steigt Vertracht das Heisel, das Gessel wieder stimm. Da kimmt sie mir in chulem Reisel. Kim, Kim, Kim.